Assalamu alaikum everybody, welcome to Umi Labs. My name is Khair, and actually this is my first YouTube video, so thanks for being here. In today's video, we'll go through basic Cisco router configurations and understand the purpose of each command. So let's get started. In this lab we have two devices, a router and a PC. And the first thing we have to do is to power on both the devices. We also have to check if they are running any previously configured settings. For the PC, we'll use show IP command, and as you can see, it has nothing configured yet. And for the router, we'll use enable command that will take us from the user exec mode to the privilege exec mode. We'll use the command show run, meaning show running configuration. As you can see, nothing has been set. We'll enter into global configuration mode using conft, the short form for our global configure terminal. And we'll give the router a host name. We'll name it R1. Then we'll disable DNS lookup using no IP domain lookup. We also have to secure our privilege exec mode using enable secret, and we'll assign a password. We'll use secret as the password. Next, we'll create local administrator account using the command username. We give username Umi, that's the username name. And we also set password for this username. Now we'll enable service password encryption. This encrypts passwords that would otherwise be stored as plain text in the configuration. Now we'll create a domain name called umilabs.local. We'll also generate crypto and SSH keys. Using the crypto key generate, we'll use RSA. We'll also use 2048 bits for this lab. Now we'll enable SSH version 2. Now let's configure our interface that's connected to the PC. That's interface gig 00. We'll give the IP address of that. IP address 192.168.1.10. This one, I'll correct it at the end of the video. We'll be using for this router, it's .1, not .10. .10 is for the PC. Then we'll give a description for this interface. We'll call it LAN. And then we no shut the interface, meaning the interface will come up. Next, we'll configure line console 0. This command configures the console port, which is the physical port on the router that allows you to access it directly with a console cable. So once you are in console line configuration mode, you can configure things like login, synchronize, exec timeout, login, logout. These settings only affect the console users. The login synchronize command prevents systems messages from interrupting what you are typing. The exec timeout 10 and 0, meaning exec timer 10 minutes 0 seconds, automatically logs out an inactive user after 10 minutes 0 seconds. meaning disconnect the console session after 10 minutes of inactivity. The command login local means when someone connects through the console port, authenticate them using the local user database. Then we'll configure line VTY 0 to 924. This is a real Cisco image we have from 0 to 924, but if you're using packet tracer, it will be from 0 to 4 almost, or 5. I think so, it's 5 or 4. Then we'll use the transport protocol USS. We only allow the SSH transport as the protocol, and the idle time is for 10 minutes. We'll exit out, and then as you can see, the running config is what we have set, but it's not in the startup config. If we switch off our router, we'll lose all this configuration, so we have to save it into the startup config. The startup configuration, we have nothing, so we'll copy running config to startup config, and now we are done. If you check show startup config, we'll see what we have configured. Now if we exit out from the privileged exec mode, we'll be asked username and password, and if we want to go back to the privileged exec mode, we'll also be asked a password. Interface gig 00 is running that IP address. Now we are changing the IP address of the router to be .1 instead of .10, because .10 we've given it to the PC. Now we'll also have to configure the PC and give it an IP address and a default gateway. Our last step is to check connectivity between the PC and R1 by using the command ping. Thanks for watching. Assalamu alaikum.